Before we get started, I got to give a little shout out to Hafty. Hafty is the perfect layering shirt for women. It adds a sleeve and a neckline to all of your sleeveless tops, dresses, and jumpers and allows you to wear all of today's fashions without all the extra bulk and heat, but you get to do it modestly. So I've actually got one on. This is our brand new ruche sleeve, cuts off right here. It is perfect for this maxi dress and just gives me a more modest coverage, but it also lets me extend my wardrobe all year round. Go ahead and use Her Layered Life to save 15% off your first purchase. Go check us out at hafty.com. Welcome to Her Layered Life, the podcast where we peel back the layers of faith, family, business, and everything in between. I'm your host, Amanda Barker, mom of 8, wife, high school basketball coach, mentor, entrepreneur, and believer that every season of life brings its own beauty and lessons. Each week, we dive into real conversations with women who are living out their own layered stories, the challenges, the wins, the faith, the laughter that keeps us going. My hope is that you'll leave each episode feeling inspired to embrace your layers and live them fully. And today, I obviously have a note card for this, but today we get to talk with one of my very, very dearest people, dearest friends of mine, Danielle Chessman. I am going to go back to here. She is actually a mom of 3 darling little kiddos, a little boy, 2 girls, do we call it is it a formal professional basketball player overseas?
Yeah.
So that's right. Okay. So former professional basketball player, owner of The Gifting Chick, and we'll get into that in just a minute. A company that takes all the stress out of thoughtful gifting by curating and designing gifts for employees, clients, and personal occasions. Danielle's story is full of layers. She's navigated divorce, raised her kids, built a business, and played basketball at the highest level. And we're still playing even as old ladies. She's also someone I've traveled a lot with I don't know. I didn't really know what to call this, but our international basketball team.
Yeah, I would say that. That's what we are.
Sounds legit.
Masters basketball. We've mastered basketball.
We've mastered a lot of things. So hopefully basketball is one of them. Anyways, I'm just so excited to dive into her journey and really her entrepreneurs. She actually did work for Hafty for a little bit, running our wholesale department, and then went into other job doing corporate sales, right?
Yep.
Anyway, she's just someone that I just feel like turns life challenges into lessons in resilience, leadership, creativity, but honestly also just Danielle's ability to connect people. We call her on our team chat, or not our team chat, it's our group chat. We call her is it Mama
Hen?
Mama Hen. She is our Mama Hen, and she's constantly organizing. We have several friends that are struggling a lot right now with cancer and other things, but Danielle is always the one, naturally, because she is the ultimate gift giver. Just constantly bringing us all together, but also just making sure that we feel loved. So anyways, Danielle is here today. Super excited to be talking with her. Just a little background on Her Layered Life and why we're here is just the importance of women supporting women in business, and how important it is that as women, we don't only support each other like this, right? Like talking about each other's business, but that we literally lead out with our dollars and we spend our dollars in women-owned businesses, and the power that it really does take, effect when we choose to spend and buy more intentionally with women-owned companies.
Yes.
So that's really why we're here today. And with Danielle being an entrepreneur herself and owning her own personal business, along with working, you're doing both all the time. Danielle has done a lot of different things, but it all just we even in the last podcast that we were just talking about, just how important it is that each step, we think each step are failures, but they're really not failures.
No.
They're more just preparing us for the next step.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
So let's first start with just kind of home and family, where you're from, just do a little quick rundown.
Intro.
Yeah, a little intro.
Well, I'm so excited to be here.
Thank
this
you.
is so fun to just obviously sit and talk to Amanda. You're just one of my favorite people. We always just have so much fun together.
We do have a lot of fun together.
Like, this will be easy just to sit and chat. This could go for hours.
It could go for hours.
So I'm from Orem, Utah, and I'm the second oldest of 5 children. So I have 4 siblings and played basketball, all sports really. I actually swam very competitively as well.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I just learned something new.
I did. So when I was in junior high, my coach actually talked with me and my parents said, okay, she has a future in swimming. And she had connections that I could go train at the Olympic Training Center in Colorado.
Oh, for real?
She's like, would you want to do that? I think she could hone that skill and really practice and possibly get there. Because, swimmers, they start young.
Sure.
You start very young. And I made the decision that I didn't want to look down at the bottom of a pool for hours and hours and hours. And I wanted to choose a team sport.
Okay.
And so, but I still do swimming for fun. I did a Ironman, just the swimming portion of it last year. So anyways, I love all sports. My family's very into athletics and sports. Basketball is definitely the sport of choice in my family. My dad played professionally. He played in college as well. 4 of my 5 siblings, we played in college. So
her and her sister actually played together at BYU.
It was so fun.
Right?
Yes. We played together at BYU. And then my younger sister, I played against her. She was at San Diego State. Ashley was at San Diego State.
I forgot about that. Okay.
Yeah, my senior year. And so we played against each other. We were in the same conference. And so my parents would always like, who are you cheering for? Who do you want to win? And, and they're like, we just want you both to have a great game.
That's very sweet.
And I guarded her. It was fun.
Oh,
it was
that's
so
cool.
fun.
That's cool.
Yeah. So basketball is just part of my life. And that's why I love that that's still in my life.
Sure.
Able to play and then support, friends that coach and kind of get on the court and do any coaching that I can. I graduated from Mountain View High School. We were actually national champions my senior year, which was awesome.
Well, how many years in a row reigning were you state champions?
So my junior year, we actually lost the state championship.
Oh.
So we broke that and then we redeemed ourselves
with a national title.
With the national championship.
Well, nothing like redeeming it and go big, go home.
You need to learn how to lose to really appreciate the wins.
It is way harder to be a loser. That's all I know.
I am not a good loser.
No, it is terrible. I really hate being a loser too, but there's a lot of lessons. Yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Know the feeling.
Yes.
My senior year, we were national champions at Mountain View High School in Orem. And I was so lucky to have an amazing high school basketball career because I was in a winning program. Our high school team was sponsored by Adidas and Nike because my high school coach was sponsored. So just kind of an unreal situation. So I kind of probably was jaded a little bit as, this is how it is. And we always win.
Right.
And then I went to BYU, which I was so excited about, to play with my sister, Heather. That was why I went there. I wanted to play together with her. And our first game we lost. I took it hard.
Really?
I did. Because I was like, we don't lose. What do we do? Because I was part of a winning team. Like we went years without losing.
Yeah.
Years.
Undefeated.
Yes. And we went to national tournaments and we just won. And so then going to college was just a different experience. Like, so what do we do? Like, what's going to happen? Now we lost. But, kind of learning to kind of get over that and learn from each loss, actually. The next day you learn from the things that you can tweak and do better, et cetera. So losing actually isn't the worst thing because you are able to pivot and change and improve and you know exactly what you need to improve on. And so I played, I don't know how in depth you want, but yes, I was at BYU for 4 years and freshman year was good and bad at the hard time because my sister, she got injured, a career-ending injury, which was the why I went there.
Right.
And she was playing phenomenal. She had a perfect game, literally a perfect game. I think she was 6 for 6.
Oh my gosh.
She had a perfect game and it was awesome. And she got injured in practice and she bruised her spinal cord and then they wouldn't reinstate her because she was a liability, which is understandable, but obviously crushed her and crushed the team and myself. But I stayed at BYU, continued playing there and had a good experience. And after BYU, I went to play overseas for 3.5 years. Loved it. It is not all like glitzy, glammy professional. It is not.
Right. It's not the NBA.
No.
Right.
No.
You're not pulling up.
And especially then.
Right.
I mean, this is back in 2005.
Right.
The money wasn't there. There wasn't even I was on Skype. Like they're like boom, the noise when you to call my family. I would
That's awesome.
My first year I was in Switzerland and I lived our team was sponsored by this hotel and we lived in the living quarters of the hotel. It's a 5-star hotel on the lake of Neuchâtel. Gorgeous. Yeah. But the living quarters, we didn't have Wi-Fi.
Oh my goodness.
And so for me to call my family, but they wouldn't allow us in the foyer of the lobby of the hotel. I sat outside on a log and had a jacket over because it would be snowing sometimes, and I would be Skyping my family.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, why am I doing this? What am I doing? And it wasn't a great contract to start because you have to prove yourself and build up and all the things. And so, I did. I played there for an entire season. I almost didn't go back after Christmas, but I'm like, no, I'm going to stick this out and see where I can go, because I love basketball. I wanted a good team. The team was fine. But I just, you improve. And so my agent, I was able to find a different team in Greece, and then I went from Greece to Latvia, back to Greece, different team. Oh. And then ended my career playing in Turkey.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then I actually broke my hand. And so I wasn't able to finish playing. They had me come over for the finals for the championship tournament. And then that next year I was actually visiting a friend in Israel, and I still had that, like, I want to play still. I still had it in me. Yeah. Like, I'm not done. Yeah. But I was practicing with her team. And the day before I was going home, I was there for like a couple of months, I think 2 months, a month and a half or so. The day before I was coming home, another team said, hey, we need a post. We want her to come try out. Oh. And so I go try out, and I stayed for a few weeks, and it was so fun. But I'm so lucky that I was able to kind of close that door on my own accord of like, yeah, I'm actually done. I actually don't want to do this again. Yeah. Because it's so hard with the schedule. You're half a world, sure, half a day, really, like the nighttime's day. If you want to talk to your friends, you're up all night and then you're tired. There's just schedule's hard, and it's a business. Sure. If your team loses, it's your fault because you're the one being paid, whether it was or not. Right. Whether you had a good game and you lost, it's still your fault. Yeah. And so it's a business, and there's different stresses and it's lonely, and there's a lot of hard things with it. Yeah. But it was the coolest experience. Sure. Ever. And so, so after I played basketball, I coached a little, and I coached a year at UVU. Okay. I didn't know that either. Yeah. I'm learning so much. I coached 1 year. Okay. And I loved you coach with Kathy? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Chris Betcher was the other assistant. Okay. It was good. It taught me a lot about college coaching, that very little of it is coaching. Yeah. I loved the girls. We had so much fun. And I was young. I was 25. So I wasn't too much older. Right. You were basically one of them still. Sure. So I loved the aspect of coaching coaching the girls, being on the court, but I really wanted more coaching. And so it wasn't as fulfilling in that aspect. And just the situation wasn't really what I wanted at the time. And then I got into sales. I started out doing summer sales, door knocking, did alarms. And I struggled for the first couple of weeks, and I told myself I'd give myself 2 weeks. If I wasn't making good enough money, then I would be done. Yeah. And literally in that second week, I got my first sale, and then it just kind of escalated. Skyrocketed. It did. I did well. I was the top rookie rep of the company that year. Or no, maybe my office, maybe not the company, the office that year. And then a couple of years later, I was a second rep in the entire company. It takes a special person. Even more, I mean, back then again, we're still talking 20 plus years ago. And like that was new. It was. The whole sales gig was new, and you were a woman, which was very rare in that line of work, to go out knocking doors as a woman. But that's pretty incredible. Yeah. It was very challenging in the fact that, yes, being a woman, the safety aspect, also you're around a bunch of dudes that it's just a frat party. Not the best environment. Sure. My sister did it as well. Ashley did it. Oh, she did. She did it before I did. That makes sense. Oh, she did? And then she did well. I'm like, hey, I'm going to try this. It was mostly out of desperation. Like, okay. I don't know what to do. I need a new job. What is this door-to-door thing? Right. And I had family that was in it. Like my Heather's husband, he managed offices. And so, ex-husband. And so I got into that. And that's really where I shifted as a person. And I attribute sales to gaining a lot of confidence, because I was successful as a basketball player, but that didn't give myself confidence, as a person. I did it because I loved it and I was competitive. Yeah. But I was not the most confident person. I was very shy. Okay. And people are shocked about that now. Yeah, I am shocked by that. Yeah. Now I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll talk to anybody. Let's do that. Let's do this. I don't have that fear at all with any of that. I'm very more confident in myself. And so I attribute that to the door-to-door sales, because you literally are talking to hundreds of people, and people are mean, and nasty, but also they're nice and you can meet amazing people and have amazing conversations.
Right.
So I did sales for the door-to-door off and on. Like I've still actually gone and done it just because I can. And when I have time, I'll go do a little bit here and there, but did the alarms and then started solar, and I've worked all over the country doing both sales, and got married and did sales during our marriage, and then between having children, and then got into the corporate software sales, tech sales, and I still do that today. I'm in the account management, executive account management, etc. So still in the sales side. Have 3 kids. I'm now divorced. It's been 2 years, and so just navigating the co-parenting is a challenge.
Yes.
And I have my gifting chick business as, I call it a side business because it's not my main source of income or what I do all the time, but it's definitely, it brings me joy. I love it. If I could do it full time. It
is literally your happy place.
It is.
Yeah. Gifting is your happy place.
I get so excited. I really do. When I get orders or someone reaches out like, hey, we want to put this, and I'm like, I drop everything. Like, okay, what do we need to do? Yes. This is so fun. Yes. I absolutely love it.
This episode is brought to you by Kiln, a modern workspace designed for creators, entrepreneurs, and businesses who want to thrive in community. At Kiln, you'll find flexible offices, meeting rooms, and all the resources you need to fuel your work and connect with others. I love that they've built spaces with intention, places that help ideas grow. To learn more and find a location near you, go to kiln.com. Yeah. So tell me, just tell us a little bit about Gifting Chicks, how it started. I mean, obviously we already know why it started, why it made sense, because it just is so naturally you. But kind of where you see it going. Do you have a plan? I mean, you do have a plan, but is it something you really do want to pursue? And if it blew up, would that be your dream come true? Or is it still something that you probably will always keep on the side?
That is a great question. Going back to how it started, I've always loved doing meaningful gifts. Like when I was young, I loved scrapbooking, and that was big. It's so funny to me.
These things are so funny. D is like, but it so makes sense because you're so detail oriented. Mm-hmm. So all these things add up. It just, there's not a lot of basketball playing women that are scrapbookers too.
I know.
It really
and I
is just rare.
And painting,
yeah, you love
and drawing
cameras and all
photography. Of it. Yeah. Huh. So I always scrapbooked and like gifts for my family. Like growing up, when we have a gift for a sibling for Christmas or whichever, mm-hmm. I would make a scrapbook, or I'd make a book, or I'd make my mom, and they have it still. And so, and I'd always write a note, and like I wanted it to be meaningful.
Right.
Something that I've always like kind of a fear of mine as a kid was like, I want to be remembered.
Oh, interesting.
I want to leave a mark, and however that is.
Yeah.
But I want to impact, and I just want to be remembered. It doesn't have to be on a grandeur scale.
Sure.
But I just want to have like impacted people's lives in a positive way.
Yeah.
And so just that was a little way growing up. I felt like I could do that and make someone happier by this thoughtful gift. So, and even in college, when I was a freshman, I saved up money from like my meal card.
Yeah, your per diem.
Yeah. And I made like little gift bags for all my teammates for Christmas.
Oh.
And just had candy, little things, whatever. Yeah. But it's so fun for me.
Yeah.
That's just fun.
Yeah.
So a few years ago, I want to say it was probably 5 years ago, I still had a corporate job, but I was like, this isn't fulfilling me. Like, this is great, but I need something else. Yeah. And I was like, and I literally asked myself this question, well, what do I like doing? I love giving gifts. All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
And I kind of have that like can-do attitude of like, well, yeah, I can do it. It'd be easy. And well, that was the first mistake. It's not easy. It's not. It's really. That's snorting.
I never snort. Like the thought that you said, "Oh, this is easy." It just. You're right. Wow, that was your first mistake.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Oh gosh. Okay, so. I had that thought when I was in Arizona over Christmas break with my family.
Okay.
And I literally started the business like that day. I was like, okay, how do I want it to look? I was Googling. I don't think ChatGPT was like as prevalent then.
Right.
So I don't think I even used that. But I was like, how do I want this to be? So it started out as luxury gifts, really nice gifts, mm-hmm. and like name brand high-end.
Which is also very D.
Yeah, I like that.
She's bougie.
I do. I mix bougie with not basic, but it's
practical.
A good mix. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good mix.
You're a very bougie, practical person.
Is kind of just like,
which is very interesting, but it's very you.
It's
yes.
Like, I'll buy, an Old Navy dress and have a fancy bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why
exactly.
not?
I agree.
And so it was luxury gifts for you. And I was targeting, and I like the higher end gifting, and I was going, reaching out to businesses, and I even had an influencer highlight, and she was very much into like the bougie, name brand stuff. And I'm an optimist for sure. So I definitely bought too much product at first.
Sure.
But luckily I did make sure that they were things that wouldn't, go bad or go expire. Thank you. And so like non-perishables or whichever.
Sure.
And so I started out that, and it was slow. When after I launched, I was like, and a lot of what I noticed, it was disappointing, but not really in effect. It was like, well, I want people to support, but how do people support? They buy your product.
Right.
It's not, hey, give me a discount. It's you support someone by buying their product.
Sure.
But also I was learning at the same time, and I wasn't able to give my 100% attention into it because I was still working. Still mothering,
momming and wifing and all the things.
This was a side piece, like a side, not side piece, side hustle.
Yeah, it was.
It was a side thing. And so through the, I would get orders, and that was so fun. And then I kind of realized, you know what? I actually think the custom side is better, because people would reach out and be like, hey, I actually want this, but I'm looking for this price point, or this person doesn't really like this. Let's pick and choose. And so I kind of started shifting this to the custom. And then I had a friend of mine that he's very good in the business sense and very entrepreneurial. And he actually helped me a lot in guiding the company as to what I want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I rebranded.
Oh.
And so that's rebrand, new logo, right?
Yeah.
But instead of luxury gifts for you, because it's such a narrow niche.
Yes.
Gifting chick.
Yeah.
And the reason I use the chick, because my oldest Quinn, he's obsessed with chickens.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We don't have chickens. I don't live in a place I can have
I don't know if you ever will have chickens.
I don't think I will.
Yeah.
But he even had a chicken birthday party for his 9th birthday.
What?
He
loves
invested. Chickens.
Okay.
And even at school, and for Halloween costume, he was a chicken. He loves
chickens. That's fine.
Yeah. I wanted it to be like, okay, I love my kids. I want my kids to be part of this. And so I was like, gifting chick. So we just kind of organically came about, and I like to paint and watercolor. And so I actually did the watercolor of the colors behind the chick. I painted that, and then I put that in
cool.
as the digital, that's my logo.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How cool.
So it's kind of evolved into gifting chick. And I love it. I love where it is now. It's so fun for me when people reach out, because I've done anything from fancy, bougie, really custom, nice invitations for events, corporate events, to one-off gifts. Like, hey, my friend's going through a really hard time. I want to send her something.
Yeah.
And so the process with that, I want it to still feel personal from that person. So I'll ask them, like, okay, well, do you have any ideas? What do you want it to be?
Yeah.
What are their interests? What can you tell me? And if they're really like, I have no idea, give me some thoughts. And so I have ideas on different types of themes, or whatever the gift is, the intention for the gift. And then I'll ask for that person's name, and I'll go on social media.
Oh, fun.
And I'll just kind of do some research. Like, okay, actually, I recently did a corporate gift, and I knew who the person was, but I didn't know what to give this person. And I saw that he likes to go fishing with his kids and his family, and he's very outdoorsy. So I put together a nice gift that had we actually did a custom, really nice knife that had the corporate logo on it. And then I did a mug and some Swedish fish for the fishing, I'm like, he has kids, and let's incorporate that. And then an outdoor speaker that he can take, and some other logoed items from the company that they wanted that gift to. So I try to make it as personal and get an interest so that it feels personal. And every gift, I do a handwritten note.
Right.
I just think that's so important to get that personal, this day and age, we're kind of missing that personal connection.
Absolutely.
And so I tell them, text me a handwritten note, or if they want to give it, I'll ship it to them, and I include a card that they can write a note. So everything has a handwritten note.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it.
That's so cool.
I want to talk about my necklace. You'll see me wearing this necklace a lot. It's from the Risen shop. I love it. It is the Resurrected Savior. It's one of my favorite pieces that I literally probably wear every single day. I have it in silver as well. If you want to save 15% off, just use my code Amanda. That's it, Amanda, and you'll get 15% off. I promise you will love it and wear it every day.
So with gifting checks, what is the most rewarding compliment you've ever gotten?
When I get repeat business, I love it.
Yes.
Because then that means I did my job. Right.
Right.
But I mean, social media is obviously a big thing. And I love it when I see someone post and tag the person who gifted it. Like, oh my gosh, what a surprise. I'm so grateful. This was so nice. And these are my favorite, like just seeing that.
Yes.
The joy that it brought somebody that they received this gift from that person. I know I'm not part of that, but that I was able to help facilitate.
Right. Well, but you are part of that, because if you're gifting gifts that really speak to the person that you're gifting it to, and that's your job, is to personalize a gift so they feel seen, on not just like, oh, thanks for the present, but oh my gosh, this person really gets me.
Yeah.
That automatically opens more connection as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you.
So that's cool.
Yes, it is really, it's really fun. And I've come to find out, and this was also a reason why I wanted to do this business. A lot of people aren't very good at giving gifts.
No,
and
I'm
that's
terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm terrible. I'm too practical.
Yeah. Well,
too practical.
I'm not. And that's okay.
Yeah.
And some people, and then they just end up not doing it because they get overwhelmed. They don't know what to do.
Right.
And they don't know how to do it. And so I want to help facilitate that.
Right.
Be like, you know what? It's easy. Let's just have a brief conversation. I want to like my slogan. I want to take the stress out of gift giving. I'll take all of that on for you, and you look like a hero.
Yes.
And
you look like the coolest friend ever.
Exactly. That's my job. And then just make that person feel either loved, recognized, whatever it is, thought of. And
right.
That is my goal. And I love that I can help do that for people.
I love that. I really do. I think my husband Tyler's way better at gift giving than I am. Literally growing up, our gifts came in like Walmart plastic bags. We didn't have Walmart in Wyoming when I was growing up, but you get the picture. Like we went and bought our own Christmas presents. My mom said, what do you want for Christmas? We'd go out and buy them. We would get, some of them would be wrapped. Some of them would still be in the bags. So like gifting was not ever a big deal. But then I married Tyler, and his mom, just significant culture shock all around. And he loves giving gifts, and he loves the thoughtfulness of it, and, all of those sort of things. So it's been fun to learn from that, but also I'm still way too practical.
Yeah.
Way too practical.
Well, and that's honestly too, it doesn't have to be expensive.
Right.
Because I've done gifts that, if it's not being shipped, because shipping unfortunately is expensive.
Sure.
But if it's not being shipped, I can throw something together pretty inexpensive. But I always ask, that's the first thing, is like, okay, what do you want? And what's the price point?
Right.
Because I've done very expensive gifts to very practical, inexpensive. But really it's the thought.
Right.
Like having that note of giving a message like, hey, I'm actually thinking of you. The gift is very nice, but that's what you remember.
Yes, it really is.
It is. That's what you remember. And just the thoughtfulness and the act of it. And that's also corporate wise, when I do gifting, it's a great marketing, and it's great to get repeat customers.
Right.
And so I've done that with businesses, like after an event or holiday time or whichever, go to past clients. If you're still trying to drum up business, or you're still in works talking to a client,
right.
Like just do those little out of the box things and you stand out.
Right. It's true. You really do. It really does help bring significant amounts of appreciation for your client base, to be like, holy cow, we're not just doing business here. Like we really do have a relationship, a good enough relationship that he actually brought me a present and a gift that represents who I am.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you decide what gifts to include in a package to make it personal and special? So you kind of already went over this, but like when you first started, I remember it was almost like you just bought a ton of stuff, right? And people could kind of mix and match. It sounds like that significantly shifted through research, but anything to add to that?
I do like to research the person, and understand the person, but sometimes people don't really know or don't have no idea. So I really just go off of, why are you giving this gift? What is it for?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I just wanted to think of them. Or if it's a gift of comfort, if someone lost a loved one or going through a hard time, I kind of shift towards things like that. Like I actually just helped some friends put together a basket for a friend that is going through a really hard time. Her husband was in a severe accident. Yeah. And so we did, just kind of cozy, comfy things, blanket, things that will like give kind of just like that warm fuzzies, right? As a gift.
Yes.
And so like in a frame or, self-care items, just kind of, this is for you.
Right.
And especially gifting to women and mothers, they don't get a lot of stuff for them.
Right.
A lot of what your life revolves around is for your children and your spouse or what your community is. So I really try to make that person feel special. And then if it's not specifically kind of for like a grief or a comfort gift, I like to know if they have kids, because I'll even throw in, like, I've done a gift and it was a thank you gift for myself that I was giving to someone, like, thank you for business. Cause I do that too. Cause I'm like, hey, I'm a gifting business. I should probably thank my clients and customers, and, so I gave a gift for him and his wife and his kids.
Oh, cute.
And so you just try to kind of incorporate the family. Like, I appreciate you and what you are and who your tribe is.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So motherhood, parenting through divorce, running a business, playing basketball, how have these experiences shaped who you are today?
Man, that's a lot. We kind of touched on it with being an athlete. You have that can do, never fail attitude.
Right.
Problem solving, finding a way. And I feel like that's been just like with, what do I want to do? I want to do gifting. How can I do this? Let's find a way. Being a mom, my kids are still young, 11, 8, and 5.
Right.
So I'm like in that middle ground where things are nice because they're all in school.
Sure.
But I'm terrified of the next steps of like middle school and high school. I'm just like, I know it's going to be a different hard, right?
Yes.
But really, and now being a single mom and co-parenting, I find that it helps to compartmentalize. I time block right now during these hours that my kids are in school, I have to give my all to my job.
Mm-hmm.
I have to work because that allows me my life. Right. And then, actually, let's back up. I always start the day for myself.
Oh, I love it. Oh, this is good. Cause I wanted to ask this.
Oh, okay.
This is something that I want to kind of, throughout these conversations, I want to find, like, hopefully I'm thinking there's a little thread of, right. That kind of is very similar with entrepreneurs.
For sure.
Those sort of things. So I love that where this is going. So how do you start your day? What are some habits that you do every day that you feel like set you up to have a successful day?
Okay. So in the mornings, the first thing I do is I work out, and that's my time. And recently, I don't even listen to music. I will listen to like a podcast, or sometimes I'll just have it, no music. And I just think about my day. I think about things that are going on, specific things I either need to focus on, try, change, either with my kids, myself, but I give myself that time before my kids get up every morning, because once they're up, they're the focus.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
And so every morning, you can call it meditation. I'm too impatient to sit there and quiet. So I meditate while I'm working out.
Right. Which is great. Yeah.
I'm a mover. I have to constantly be moving. So yes, I work out in the morning and then get my kids to school. And then it's work. It's work, Danielle. I get my job done and I give 100% because I want to clock out when I can.
Sure.
And then I get my kids, and then I have my kids, and co-parenting has its struggles and challenges. One thing that's helped me is to kind of control what I can control. I can't control what happens when my kids are not with me, right? I can't control all of those things, but I can control when they're in my home and the time I spend with them. A positive is that I feel like I'm more present because I don't have my kids every day.
Right.
And I lose time with them. And so when they come home from school, I want to have that be good time with them and quality time. Yes, it's not like everything's fairies and everything's perfect. Like, there's fighting, there's arguing, they do chores, they this, they that. But I want to be a mom. I want to be a present mom that's there, that helps them with their reading. And then we play a game, and sure, go play with your friends.
Yes.
But it's taken a lot of time to kind of like get to where I am comfortable with this kind of a process. Because the divorce was very, very challenging, but I am so lucky that I had a massive amount of people around me for the support. Right. In our basketball friends. I mean, you were a huge part of that, and having the conversations and letting letting me just spill out my feelings and things that are happening. And my family was amazing. And so just allowing to have that patience in the process.
Right.
Because I'm still growing. I'm still changing. I'm still evolving.
Sure.
And not to say 5 years from now, I'll be doing the same thing. But for this time, this is where my life is. And I need to be patient with it.
Right.
And enjoy it.
Yes.
And have my kids are this age for only this amount of time.
Right.
And enjoy that. But also don't forget to give myself that time that
Right.
I need, because if you're not giving yourself that, and if you're not feeling fulfilled, whether it's the working out, playing basketball, your friends, then you're lacking, and it's not fair to you. You're still you.
Right.
So I don't know. I try to just have that balance. Some
Yes.
days I'm better than others.
Right.
But it's striving to have that balance.
I love it. I love it. So tell me, what do you think lessons from basketball specifically has helped you navigate just some of the ups and downs of life? Divorce, single mom, starting a company, job changes, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you bring back to basketball? Like, what is
the first thing I think of always is teamwork. Because no matter whether it's pickup, you have a team, you're working together, right?
Yeah.
And everyone has a job and you rely on each other. And basketball teaches you that, it has taught me that I don't have to do it all by myself.
right?
Because I feel that, and like I said, like I have that mentality of like, I'm going to do it. I don't need anyone's help because I can do it. And I can.
Yes.
And you can do anything. We all can do anything.
Yeah.
But why not use the support system that we have as a team? Our family is a team. Our basketball family is a team. And, literally when we're on the basketball court, that's our team, right?
Right.
So relying on other people in all these aspects, like I just actually went to lunch yesterday with our friend Callie.
Okay.
And our kids are pretty much the exact same ages. And we were talking about our kids and like using each other's advice. My daughter's doing this. How do we deal with this? Like, we don't have to do it by ourselves.
Right.
Rely on others and advice and pivot when we need to.
Yes.
But just that team aspect, like some of us are going to rise at different times.
Yes.
And we can all help each other when we need that help.
Right. I absolutely love that. And I think it's honestly the first time. I mean, we've talked a lot about, relying on other people's help, and we've talked about that, but not really in a team aspect, not really when it comes down to, we really are on all of these tiny little mini teams throughout our lives, even throughout our day.
Right.
We're involved in lots of different teams. I've never really thought about that, and how important it is that when we recognize that we are literally on teams. I don't care if you work for yourself, you still have a layer of team in there that I think is, one, really important to recognize, but two, just like you said, rely on them,
right?
And know that you cannot. And that's probably, I would actually go as far to say, it's probably one of our biggest weaknesses as athletes, is we do think, even though we both grew up doing team sports, we do take a lot on, and I think that's just a natural process of what athletics kind of attract to, right? Is this, I can do whatever I want, I'm strong enough, I'm tough enough, I'm competitive enough, I'll figure it out. But taking a step back from that has made us so successful in that sphere, but taking a step back from that and making sure that we recognize that the support of it all is probably way more important than even our individual abilities to do what we know we can do.
Right. Well, and also you gain confidence when you get through a trial and a struggle.
Yes.
So you still need that support, but you realize by using that support system, you were able to get over this really hard thing.
Right.
And then you gain that confidence. You're like, you know what? I'm stronger than I even thought.
Right.
And because of my support system, they help me see that and get through it. So you're constantly evolving and growing.
Right.
Right.
Huh. That's cool. All right. Do you have any advice? Would be any advice for women balancing family transitions with personal and professional growth?
Oh man. So this is so funny because growing up, I was known as like the impatient one. Like, come on, let's go, do it now. Let's go. What's going on? Like, why aren't we here yet? Why haven't we done this yet?
Right.
And it's a family joke that I'm very impatient.
Yes.
And I actually am very proud of myself that I think I'm now very patient.
Yes, I actually would agree with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would.
And it's something that's taken time to learn, but patience. And I think maybe I've said this already, but all my family was so supportive, and they still are so supportive. But one of my brothers, we were joking about this, about being patient. And he was telling me, he's like, you've actually gotten to be a lot more patient. Good job. Like, giving me some props. And I was like, you know what? We were sitting down last year for my birthday, and he was like, what's kind of your, not goal, but mantra for the next year? And I was like, patience in the process. Because, I was single, I'm still single, and that's great. And that's fine. And I am currently looking for work, and that's okay. And I know I will get there. Right. So kind of doing everything I can, control the controllables. I can give my effort is what I control. And my mentality is what I control. My time, where I put my time, is what I can control. So as long as I know that I'm putting that where it needs to be, then okay. So I need to have that patience that whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And it might not be on my timeline. Right. Because I can look back and be like, oh, wow, that was amazing. And that happened because of this needed to happen later on. You know, and I think we all can do that. We can retrospect look and be like, you know what? I'm glad I didn't get XYZ at that time. Yes. So just having the patience, because we all go through really hard things. Lean on your tribe, lean on your team, and have patience, and just know it's for a season. Right. Things change. Nothing lasts forever. Right. Literally. Right. Nothing lasts forever. Yeah. That made me think about, I think a lot of times, especially right now, I always hear, hey, I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best, And I think that's honestly kind of a cop-out a little bit, because the real question is, are you doing what's required? Right. Right? Yeah. The real question is what is required of me? And then am I doing my best at what is required? Right. Because anyone can say, yeah, I'm doing my best, when really you clearly are not doing your best. Your best is significantly better than that. But if we really focus on what is required, controlling the controllables, leaning on your team, and really recognizing that our lives truly are in God's hands. I think about this all the time. A friend of mine said, God knew these things were part of your journey long before you did. And he has already been planning long before you ever got here. Right. So trust that he's got the little things worked out. Right. And it's hard though. It's hard to sit in a trial, and it's hard to sit in the ucky and be like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. I love the process. Right. Right. Like, yeah. So I mean, it is hard, but at the same time, there is a lot to learn and you have your choice. Unknown. Yes. One thing with my divorce, I chose that. I chose to divorce. And then I knew that being single was going to be really hard too. Right. And so I chose that hard. Right. I'd been living in a hard, and I don't want to speak negatively. Like I had, we had definite positive things in my marriage, and I have 3 amazing, beautiful children that I'm so grateful for. Right. And that was challenging in itself, but also like leaving that marriage was challenging and is challenging. Right. So you're choosing your hard. Yes. Right. Yes. And also you're pivoting though too. Like what you were saying is, okay, I'm doing everything I can. Okay, then you need to make a change if you're not getting the results you want. Yes. And being open to feedback and looking yourself in the mirror, like, how do I need to change to get to this goal? Right. So not being too prideful in that you're doing everything. No, you're probably not. I actually love that. That just made me realize, if you're not getting the results you want, it's probably time to pivot. And it doesn't have to be 180 pivot, but a slight little. That is so cool that you said that, because today it's so funny. I was working out this morning, and I was working out on the puzzle piece pads, the workout floors that are puzzle piece. And I was doing one single leg straight leg deadlift, to where one leg stays down and then the other leg goes up. Right. Yeah. And I did the right side perfectly.
Like I was, no, you got to focus on that point. And you do the exercise, and then I switched legs, and I was struggling, and I was like 6 or 7 reps in. I'm like, you're an idiot. Like, what is your problem? And then I looked down, and where my foot was, is I kept falling this way. And where my foot was it was right in where the puzzle pieces came together. And so my balance, just that tiny little tweak in the, in the creases is what kept knocking me off balance. And I did this tiny little shift. I'm talking an inch.
Right.
And in that moment I thought, wow, isn't that, I'm getting chills. Isn't that so much how life is too? Most of the decisions, most of the pivots we think are going to require massive, significant changes.
Right.
When most of the time those pivots require a slight inch, a slight movement of my foot. And now all of a sudden I could go and continue doing 10 more reps with perfect balance.
Right.
And no problems whatsoever. But until I looked down at myself and said, wait, what? Like, this is weird. Right. And I'm not getting the results that I want. So I looked down. Oh, my foot's in a crevice.
Right.
I just need to tweak it. I need to pivot a little bit. And then all of a sudden,
I love that.
The process was so much easier. And it really was easier.
Right.
I mean, it was so hard. I'm going to be sore. Right.
Yeah. But you got what you wanted.
But I got what I wanted. Yeah. I got a great work, and I was able to finish. Yeah. So I that's cool. That's cool. That was something that just happened this morning, and I thought about that.
Is neat.
But it is, most of the time, is the slight little movements, tweaks that we need to be making to get the results that we're wanting. Yeah. So that's cool. Anyways, I didn't know where when this would go, because I feel like we could go totally business. We're trying to incorporate athletics, all the travel that you've done, all the travel that we've done together. But just how important it is just to want to enjoy the process. And if that's the one thing we learn, but also in the process, when we're not where we really want to be, that's okay too. And when we're in the ick, how important it is to rely on our team. And that really is so much what Her Layered Life is all about, right? Is collaborating together with one another, specifically collaborating women to women, woman to woman, to not compete. We love competition, and there's a place for that. But when we step out of that competitive zone, which is very, very important, that we spend because competitiveness is actually very masculine. That's a very masculine form of energy, right? Which is important for us to have as well. But when we really step into our feminine, into a woman, that is when is creativity. And that is the opposite of competitiveness. And when we step out of that competitiveness and into the creation, what we tend to do as women, leaning on one another through the teamwork, recognizing that we can't do it on our own, because that is something that I think that we fall short of a lot, is thinking, I'll just do everything. Right. When we do lean on others and experiences, what happens is we all rise together. Faster, better, stronger. And that's really what it's all about. Yeah. So anyways, thank you for coming today. I knew we would run over. I knew it would take us longer, because
it was so fun.
We could sit here and talk forever.
I know.
Especially with mics and all the get up makes us feel so bougie.
I know, we're so official.
Just so bougie. Danielle, thanks so much for sharing your journey today.
Yeah, thank you so
much. It was awesome. As a mom, entrepreneur, former athlete, and a woman who turns life and challenges into growth, it's inspiring to see how the discipline and the leadership, again, something that's I think this is unique to you, because a lot of times creative people aren't generally so organized either, right? Like, you're very, very detail oriented, which I think is actually such a huge gift when it comes to your creativity as well, which I don't know. I don't feel like that generally goes together a lot.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Creative people are normally kind of just a little bit out there a little bit, but there's tons of strength in those two gifts that you bring to the table. But I just want to say thank you for coming today.
Thank you so
much. If you guys want to follow Danielle on her social media and Gifting Chick world, go ahead and follow her on the Gifting Chick, right? Yep. On social media. She's also got a website, so go and check her out there as well. Supporting women-owned businesses is so impactful, and just really does support a community, supports a family, the community that she lives in. And Danielle is absolutely a perfect example of what that looks like. So for everyone listening, go check it out, the Gifting Chick on social media. And then until next time, keep embracing your layers, lean into your passions, and love every layer of your life. Thanks, everyone. Mwah. Till next week.